How did I learn 30 songs in 1 week? Well, in short, it was a combination of listening to the song, internalizing the song structure, and learning how to perform the song through all different types of repetition. And I'm gonna go through the process that I use to learn 30 songs in 1 week in this video right now. So who is this video for? You might be a musician who has never had to learn this much music before, and so you're looking for ways to organize it in your brain. You may be a musician who got a last-minute sub call. You're thinking, oh my God, I have so much music to learn. And you also may be someone who works in musical theater, who wants to make a good impression. Why am I doing this? Well, I booked a theater gig recently, and we're going on a 2-month tour. The thing of it is that we only have 1 week of rehearsal, then we go into tech. And someone who's never done the show before, that's like almost no rehearsal at all. So I have to be prepared and off book on the music, the dialogue, and the blocking basically on day one. And I don't want to be the person who holds the production back. So I've had to do a lot of prep work up front to ensure that I'm prepared. And this is how I did it. The first stage when you're learning a bunch of new material is you want to clear your schedule. Turn off your phone, turn off social media, no movies, no content. This is the only thing that you're going to do for the next week or 2 weeks or 3 days or however long you have to prepare. The second thing to do is that you want to listen to the music. So what I did when I first started with this music, which is a collection of rockabilly Christmas songs, I did 2 listens through the entire show. I sat there, I didn't have my guitar, I just closed my eyes and listened to the music. Now I started maybe thinking, okay, well you can hear that it goes from the 1 to the 4, the 4 to the 5, the 5 to the 1. You can hear there's a guitar solo here. And so that was an 1.5 hour long show. I listened to it twice, back to back. And on the third listen, what I did, I built a spreadsheet that contained all the songs and all the scenes in between the songs. Did they have guitar? Did they have a guitar solo? Did they have vocals? Like, was I singing on them? Did they have background vocals? And was there an underscore during the song? The rows that I did were for the scenes and for the songs. If I didn't know it, it was red, and if I knew it, it was green. And it looks like a lot of red at first. But what this does is for me, it prevented me from getting so overwhelmed and thinking, oh my God, I have so much to learn. It put everything in visual terms. And so I knew that throughout that week as I was learning, the spreadsheet would get greener and greener and greener and greener and greener. You start to see what you know and what you don't know. For me, that helped big time. So in the third lesson, that's what I did. I made the spreadsheet. And then I did a 4th listen. I got my notebook here, and I went through each song and I listened to it by ear and charted out the form for each song. And so that forces you to be thinking about the song from a music theory level. Because if you just look up a chord chart online, it doesn't go through the same pathways in your brain that it does if you have to hear it and figure it out yourself. But if you take the extra 25-30% effort and actually figure out the chords yourself, then they will stick. They will stick, stick, stick. And then when you look back on them, you're looking back over your notes, you're looking back over your handwriting. It's all about solidifying the material from your perspective, your experience, not from the perspective of whoever wrote that chord chart, which is usually wrong on these tab sites. Anyway, now that is the listening phase. I've listened to the song 4 or 5 times. I know what songs I'm playing on, I know what songs I'm not playing on, and I know what the chords are to each song. So, what's the next section? I'm gonna tell you right now. The next big concept when you're trying to learn a lot of songs in a short amount of time is you wanna internalize the songs. So I had 30 songs in a week. I said, okay, well, I evenly distributed those songs over a week. And I said, okay, I learned these 5 or 6 or however many, I'm not good at math, 5 or 6 songs a day. So an hour a song, 6 hours a day, 7-8 hours when you factor in just like screwing around. And I would say, okay, I'm gonna spend an hour on this one song. If you really focus, an hour to learn a 3-minute rockabilly song or a 3-minute pop song, you can get really far if you focus in that regard. So I said, okay, well, I'll do that. Bam, 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 bam. Next day, bam, 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 bam. Next day, bam, 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 bam. And you just become a machine and you learn it. This next step is first breaking up the song structure into manageable chunks. You think of it this way, you have the entire show, which is this huge organism, and then you break it up into sections, which are the songs, and that breaks everything up so you can zoom in to the song. And the song itself has elements in it too. So the song itself will have an intro, verses, choruses, bridges, solos, outros, breakdowns, whatever it has. Sometimes a chorus will have multiple rhythmic sections in the chorus that you have to learn. Chorus, it's two parts. It's shuffle like this, and then it breaks up. Get the shuffle feel down. Get that down. You loop that for a bit, and then to get the exact rhythm for the second part of the chorus, and so you combine it. Back to the verse. That allows you to, again, keep yourself from getting overwhelmed. That's like the main thing about all this, is keeping yourself from getting overwhelmed. All you need to think about is, how can I get this song learned? The goal for internalizing these songs is for you to have to work less and less and less to do a better and better and better job. The songs that I've learned, that I've internalized in some of the shows that I've done in the past, $1 Million Quartet, Buddy Holly, I could do these songs in my sleep. I could literally, there's one moment in $1 Million Quartet that I did, and it was a Johnny Cash song, and the light wasn't on me at the time, it was sort of dark. I would close my eyes and literally like take a 3-minute nap. But I had done this song so much, and it internalized in me so much that I could just do it, and I didn't even have to think about it. That's the goal, is that once you actually go through all the songs, you've charted them out, you've spent time learning them, you will start to learn what you know and what you don't know. So when you can know what you don't know, you can then focus your efforts. And that will become very apparent when you start learning your songs. You'll understand, like, oh my God, this I have to focus on, this I have to focus on, this I can leave behind. 2 ideas within this concept of getting a performance ready. The first one is just repetition. There's no shortcut. You have to do it over and 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 over again. Second is, you need to perfect the transitions of songs. Like, there's a little lick in this song, Cotton Top, and it's a 4 count. And immediately after that's done, I have to go into the verse. When it's, well, crowds gather around, and then one day he was called to the hall because they wanted him to play. And so you got to go. Well, the crowds gather around, and then one day, you got to practice that. Well, the crowds gather around, and then one day. Well, the crowds gather around, and then one day. Well, the crowds gather around, and then one day. Well, the crowds gather around, and then one day. You see what I mean? You got to be able to do it with all different types of situations. So your brain solidifies that relationship, and you're able to prepare in advance for what's coming. Those 2 things, perfecting transitions and repetition, will get you performance ready. Oh, and standing up, getting in the body position that you're going to be when you're playing the songs. If all you're doing is like crunched over, like playing the songs, when you get on stage, it's not going to work. I addressed this in this video that I'll link below. You have to practice how you're going to perform, because as you keep playing these songs, you will start to intuit how to play them. If you're a guitar player, you'll start to know, like, this sounds cooler if the pick's a little closer to the bridge, or if I do this strumming pattern, or, you know, this inversion, this tone. It will all start to come to you. That's not something that I can tell you what to do, because you kind of just have to figure out for yourself. That's a brief overview of how I learned 30 songs in a week. I sincerely hope that you got value from this video. I hope this helps you. Let me know what you want to see from me in the future. And yeah, take care and break a leg, man. Break a leg.